A war of words. First tonight on our news, live at 7. Two MPs butt head over Family Island's banking issues. The opposition leader telling the Davis administration to do something about it. Plus, a $1.7 million deal that's got Bahamasair workers celebrating. We'll break down what's in their 5-year agreement. And Grand Lucayan's future still up in the air. An area MP says the public is in wait-and-see mode. This as the resort's potential buyer reportedly asks for more time. Then in our news at 7:30, a changing of the guard. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force prepares for a leadership change. The National Security Minister reveals his replacement. Our news, live at 7, starts right now. Welcome to our news, live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Berthany McDermott, in for Candino Knowles. A heated exchange in Parliament Wednesday as Opposition Leader Michael Pintard and Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell clashed during debate on a major financial overhaul, with Pintard blasting government over poor banking access in the Family Islands. Delvado Emmanuel gets us started tonight.
No, listen, what I'm saying to you, don't talk about fronting me. No, listen to me. Just calm down, young man.
This was a heated exchange between Free National Movement leader and Marco City MP Michael Pintard and Foxhill MP Fred Mitchell in Parliament this afternoon. The clash followed the second reading of the Executive Entity Bill 2025 along with the amendments to the Banks and Trust Companies Regulation Act, two pieces of legislation aimed to restructure the country's financial sector. The argument was triggered when the Marco City MP criticized the Davis administration for what he called a lack of banking infrastructure on the Family Island.
For years, commercial banks have pulled out of one island after another. For years, leaving entire communities without access to basic financial services. The member for Mangrove Key, South and Central Andros now joins the member for Foxhill, who periodically talks about the challenges we have in the banking sector.
But Pintard didn't stop there.
It's the same member of Parliament, Madam Speaker, who came to Grand Bahama, Madam Speaker, to represent that he is deeply concerned and wishes to contribute to the transformation of the island, but come back here and say we're talking foolishness about the risk to people's homes and lives.
The comments didn't sit well with the Foxhill Member of Parliament.
Don't mischaracterize what I said. I was making fun of him. That's the point. Not making fun of people's, how people live and the problems which they have.
But it was Pintard's response that got the MP fired up.
I will never participate in your fun, my brother. Never, ever. Madam, Mr. No, I'm saying, listen, what I'm saying to you, don't talk about fronting me. No, listen to me. Just calm down, young man.
Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks, Delvado. Well, a serial offender is headed to prison for 14 years, this time for an armed web shop robbery. 29-year-old Troy Roll was handed the tough sentence by Justice Neil Brathwaite, who pointed to Roll's rap sheet and said his crimes had grown more serious with no signs of him slowing down. Roll was convicted for a 2022 robbery at Percy's Island Game on Wolf Road, where two masked men held a cashier at gunpoint and got away with over $5,000. The getaway car registered to his girlfriend, who later testified he had the vehicle and picked her up from work that same night. He'll get credit for time already served, but his 14-year sentence officially begins from his June 6th conviction date. And now to a big win for Bahamasair staff as the Public Managers Union has sealed a new deal, marking its fourth industrial agreement in just 3 years. The over $1 million contract not only boosts benefits, but also gives team members a chance to level up through educational opportunities.
This contract is a 5-year period from 2023 to 2028, and it has a value of $1.7 million.
Bahamasair and the Bahamas Public Managers Union inking an industrial agreement which union leader Leslie Munning says ensures continuing consultation, offers salary adjustments to keep pace with the increasing cost of living, and provides incentives for staff performance and reliability. Munnings explains there are other aspects to this agreement.
It establishes how we communicate on matters which affect our members and/or the operation, provides allowances related to facilitate the airline operation, extends travel benefits to our members, reflects an appreciation for long-serving members of staff, and supports the academic development of career-minded individuals.
This agreement is the fourth successful agreement executed for the PMU across 4 entities. The agreement covers middle management at Bahamasair. Manning says the agreement also allows employees to further their education.
Our members need to know that there's increased opportunities for education. The union will, over the next several months, be working with HR to perhaps fine-tune a performance appraisal system.
The contract also makes way for an updated mobile plan for the employees. The managing director says the agreement covers some of Bahamasair's most critical staffers. He says they're always happy to bring these to a close.
It was really a pleasant endeavor between the PMU and the management union, and we didn't expect anything else. This is management staff that tend to be managing the airline. So our ability to come around the table with them was not really that difficult.
The Nassau Airport Development Company is once again putting out the call, looking for developers to bring a new hotel to the Lynden Pindling International Airport. NAD is reissuing its request for proposals, inviting both local and international interests to design, build, finance, and run a mid-scale to upper mid-scale hotel for travelers and locals alike. With tourism on a strong post-pandemic climb, NAD executives say the timing is right, estimating the project could add up to 240 rooms to the hotel market. John Knowles is Vice President of Marketing and Commercial.
We are pleased to be exploring the idea of bringing an airport hotel to LPIA as part of a broader landside development master plan. We believe that a well-designed airport hotel not only addresses a critical gap in accommodations for guests, airline crews, and business professionals, but as our President and CEO, Vernice Joaquin, indicated, it also strengthens our airport's role as a key economic driver.
In a statement, NAD President and CEO Vernice Joaquin said the hotel has the potential to serve a wide range of guests, from business travelers to vacationers and even locals in transit. The procurement will roll out in 2 stages. First, interested parties must submit an expression of interest. Then those shortlisted will move on to the formal request for proposal phase.
This proposed development is one of several projects under consideration as part of NAD's long-term vision for the airport. We're focused on enhancing the overall guest experience, creating new commercial opportunities, and contributing to the continued growth of our tourism product and national economy.
With rumors swirling about a potential sale of the Grand Lucayan Resort, the Free National Movement says they're hoping for real progress. Reports indicate U.S.-based developer Concord Wilshire has allegedly received an extension on its purchase option until May 15th. 3 months ago, Prime Minister Philip Davis stated a deal was in its final stages, but nothing has happened yet. For F&M leader Michael Pintard, Grand Bahama International Airport, which was damaged by Hurricane Dorian in 2019, deserves equal attention.
We are hoping that a deal would be reached at some point. We believe it's in the best interest of the people of Grand Bahama. Again, the public is in a wait-and-see mode because there have been so many false starts in this regard. We had warned the Deputy Prime Minister to be very careful with overselling and under-delivering. But again, it is our hope that a deal would be arrived at because the people of Grand Bahama need a shot in the arm in terms of the economy, and we stand ready to be helpful to the government.
It's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Bertha, and a happy Wednesday evening, everybody. Beautiful conditions on the outside frontal boundary that moves through is well to the east of us, but it left us with some nice air mass. 76 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds. It's still on the breezy side, east-northeast winds at 60 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is in the mid-70s. Temperatures around the islands right now, it is 76 in Freeport, Great Harbor Key here in the capital. We pick up 77 in Nicholls San Andres. Alistown, Bimini also 76. 74 over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Central Bahamas 77s. Kemps Bay, Black Point, the Exumas, Georgetown, Great Exumas 77 also in Arthurstown, Cat Island, then we pick up 76. Coburn Town, San Salvador on a pair of 78s. In Port Nelson, that's in the Rum Key. And Deadman's Key also 78. Southeast Bahamas, 77. Duncantown, Ragged Island, Abraham's Bay, Maguana. Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands, and Providenciales, Tricks and Kickers Islands, all 78. Deep South, Matthewtown, Inagua, rounding out our temperature profile at 79. Satellite radar composite. High pressure is back in charge of our weather. Frontal boundary that moves through our area now exiting well to the east of us, so it's leaving us with a dry air mass. Still a bit on the breezy side as we still have a tight pressure gradient across us, but that high will continue to dominate our weather for the next several days, leading us into the weekend. So we're looking at some very nice conditions, slightly warmer temperatures expected as well. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, one of the highlights from Carifta 52 for Team Bahamas was the production from the throwers in the field. We'll tell you more about the development of that program.
To Journey TV.
We do marketing and we do branding.
Training, you do everything.
I found that I'm my strongest when I am living in the very best version of myself.
Everybody looks at you and sees success, but they don't see the struggle.
Say that again, Ramona.
Downgrade your lifestyle, upgrade your hustle.
If we believe God is perfect.
Come on, McDonough, let's go.
Yeah.
Are we catching this blooper? Welcome to today's episode of Journey TV. Welcome to Journey TV.
I'm glad the Wally boys have split, because you know what? There ain't no being no more competition.
The words on the Spelling Bee show we ain't that hard.
Phosphorescent. Hey, it's the Charlie Bahama Show. Welcome, I'm your boy, Charlie Bahama.
New season of groovin' is here.
Follow us as the Charlie Bahama Show takes the plunge in the beautiful Exuma Keys.
So you never know what you're going to see until you go down there.
Yeah, okay, well, I guess that's for us to go down there. I'm going to keep my shirt on because I don't want to make you look bad, you know?
Everything that we are come from her except the soul.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's Sean Marknut. Let's do show. The field. One of the strong points for Team Bahamas at Carifta 52 was the success in the field, particularly with the throws. Throwers won 7 medals in total, including the first 4 medals in the javelin. Tasha Stubbs and Diore Scott went 1 and 2 in the girls under 20, while Akil Williams and Wyatt Cartwright did the same in the under 17 boys. Anae Maki set 2 junior national records with gold and silver in the shot put and discus respectively, while Caden Kemp took bronze in the under 17 boys discus.
A busy year for the Bahamas Baseball Association will be highlighted by several marquee events. BBA executives outlined a full schedule of upcoming events through December that will highlight players as young as the under 8 division all the way to the pros. Some of the immediate events on the calendar on the local level includes the continuation of mini tournaments throughout the Family Islands, the return of Senior League Baseball, and the national championships. Internationally, the Bahamas looks to qualify for several events across various age levels ranging from the Little League World Series to the CAC Games.
Dayton Albury made such an impression playing against Eric Olin last season that when Olin took over the program at New Mexico, one of his first acts as head coach, grab Albury out of the transfer portal and bring him along to Albuquerque. Albury decided to keep it in the Mountain West Conference and has committed to the New Mexico Lobos for the upcoming season. He spent last year with the Utah State Aggies where he averaged 7.8 points in just over 18.7 minutes per game. When he faced Olin and UC San Diego last year, he scored 15 points off the bench and also scored 12 in his matchup against New Mexico. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world. As U.S. President Donald Trump praised his tariffs and domestic investment in a cabinet meeting Wednesday. Meanwhile, Trump's tariffs are making waves as Port of Oakland officials say more ships are skipping stops and traffic slowing down. And polls are closed in the Cayman Islands as residents cast their ballots to elect a new government. The story when our news returns.
I can feel her energy vibrating through my body.
I feel it too. I feel it too. So put on your mask and follow us down to see what lies beneath the beautiful waters of the Bahamas this Friday night at 8 p.m. on Cable Bahamas, Channel 212.
New season of groovin' is here. It will have your emotions moving, grooving, and even sometimes scared. Get in the groove with 242 Groovin'.
The words on the Spelling Bee show with Ian Dalhad.
Phosphorescent.
Bougainvillea. Woo!
Never.
T. Where was the T in here? You trust me?
No.
Good. No, I'm saying five over here.
Coca-Cola.
Okay, well, some of them.
The wait is over. We're back with a new season of 242 The Gospel. Great artists, new videos exploding on the countdown. Will Najia be able to continue to turn the pages at number 1, or will someone else rewrite her story? Let's see on this season of 242 The Gospel.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. U.S. President Donald Trump praised his tariffs and domestic investments in a cabinet meeting Wednesday, even as new data showed the U.S. economy shrank 0.3% in Q1. It marks the first contraction since 2022. Trump, who blamed bad numbers on Biden and not his tariffs, later hosted top CEOs to pitch American investment. At an earlier Michigan rally, he touted economic wins and slammed Democrats.
With my China tariffs, we're ending the greatest job theft in the history of the world. China's taken more jobs from us than any country has ever taken from another country. And that doesn't mean we're not going to get along. We'll get along with China. I mean, the tariff now is at 145%. So essentially, that's a big difference between that and zero. But I think it's going to work out. They want to make a deal, and we're going to make a deal, but it's going to be a fair deal.
Meanwhile, shipping traffic is slowing at the Port of Oakland following President Trump's new tariff moves. According to officials, blank sailings when ships skip ports are on the rise. With nearly 3/4 of Oakland's trade tied to Asia, leaders are bracing for impact but say they're focused on keeping trade moving. It's a trend seen nationwide as the Port of Los Angeles also warns of a 35% drop in Asian cargo next week. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney is hitting back at Trump's tariff threats, saying Canada deserves and expects respect. His comments come after Trump floated the idea of raising car tariffs and even joked about making Canada the 51st state. The remarks triggered a patriotic backlash that helped Carney's Liberal Party secure a strong minority win in Monday's election.
I would distinguish between what the president wants and what the president expects. Yes, he has this view of his territorial views. That's never, ever going to happen. You know, we deserve respect. We expect respect, and I'm sure we'll get it in due course again, and then we can have these discussions.
And polls closed just an hour ago in the Cayman Islands as residents cast their ballots in the general election. A record 25,643 voters were eligible to participate in Wednesday's vote. Polls opened at 7 a.m. with over 2,500 people voting early. Voters will also weigh in on a non-binding referendum on cruise ship infrastructure, a national lottery, and cannabis discrimination. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was April 30th. And then in our news at 7:30, a big announcement from the National Security Minister, find out who is set to take the helm as the new RBDF Commodore next week. And we're putting the spotlight back on Bahamasair, how the national flag carrier is gearing up to handle the summer rush, when our news returns.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not one, but 2 NBA Finals games. It's simple. Just sign up for our Alive NBA League Pass or Infinite Sports X package by May 16th. Stay connected, enjoy blazing fast internet, and score your chance to witness the NBA action up close. Don't miss out. Visit AliveFiber.com and take your shot at NBA glory. Terms and conditions apply. It's good to be alive.
Sleepy Lex has taken over the charts, but we got newcomers like Devondre and NF Trey climbing up to reach that #1 spot, while Travis Clark and Chase Fernandez is applying big pressure. Who will be #1 on upcoming shows of Rev Up? Buckle your seatbelt and find out. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Are you ready?
Hey, it's the Charlie Bahama Show. Welcome, I'm your boy Charlie Bahama, and we are here at the Wine and Food Festival here at Atlantis. And man, I got a plate full of... Okay, now who took my food? Now who took...
What do you think, Shaggy said? Well, you gotta wait until the new season of the Charlie Bahama Show starts with Shaggy himself. Also episodes with Chef Jose Andres, Bahamian chefs, John Baptiste, and trips to the Family Islands. Charlie Bahama Show, coming April 25th, 8 p.m. on Cable Bahamas, channel 212.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication.
On this day in Bahamian history in 1758, Andrew DeVoe was born in St. Helena's Parish, South Carolina. Initially fighting on the side of the American rebels during the American War of Independence, DeVoe switched allegiance to the British forces in 1779 due to his father's harsh treatment for supporting the crown. Expelled from the colony and his land confiscated, he moved to St. Augustine, Florida, and later led a successful recapture of the Bahama Islands from Spanish forces in 1783. As a reward, he was granted a large tract of land on Cat Island. Colonel Andrew DeVoe later passed away in Red Hook, New York in 1812. Then fast forward to 2018. A massive nurses' sick-out occurred due to a dispute with the Public Hospitals Authority over a shift system, leading to industrial action.
Clinics have had to be shut down, essentially. And the people being aggravated, the people being annoyed, the people being inconvenienced and potentially hurt are the people of the Bahamas.
And it's wrong. It would affect people because the people's lives, I mean, some people need dressing.
And in 2019, a fiscal snapshot by the Ministry of Finance revealed a 15% increase in government revenue in the first 9 months of the fiscal year 2018-2019. However, the Minister administration fell short of its budget projections. Despite this, then Finance Minister and Deputy Prime Minister K. Peter Turnquest expressed confidence in government's fiscal track record.
As you know, anything can happen. Even as we go towards the hurricane season, anything can happen. But as we look at the trends and done our forecast for the end of the year, we do believe that we will meet our target.
After being off air for nearly a decade, RTV's My 5 Cents returns tonight at 8 p.m. with sort of a new name, My 5 Cents Plus VAT. RTV production supervisor Nathaniel Conliffe serves as producer and describes the show as bringing current topics to the people. He also says the rebooted program will come with some new elements.
Plus VAT is basically, it's reloaded. Something brand new. We come in with a different setup. It ain't just where you just see us on the street and we talking. But no, we can make sure that you're educated before we take you out there to figure out what's going on. So like, for instance, if we ask about a tariff, we gotta educate you about the tariff first. Educate the viewers about the tariff first, then we take you to the streets, because you're gonna watch an entire show and you don't really know what's going on. But basically the plus VAT is just, it's a brand new layout. Brand new people, brand new production team, brand new host.
My 5 Cents is known for its viral moments. Conliffe says they're hoping to build on that.
In terms of accuracy, we wait for our news. We make sure fact check before we put something out there. So we already got the base, we already got a strong backbone and a strong team behind us to make sure that what we talk about is actually the truth. In terms of, viral moments, we had a hard time. It's a new generation. It ain't really a pressure, but it's a new generation and you want to give them the same experience that we had back then. And in this day and time, it ain't gonna be the same, but it can be, it can pop off a little bit more.
Well, to watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, visit ournews.bs. Well, that does it for our news at 7. Joining us now is Atalia Hall with the latest headlines. Good evening, Atalia.
Good evening, Berthany. My 5 Cents plus VAT. Do you remember that show?
I like how Nate said, in terms of accuracy, we work for our news. Stay with the team. You already trust.
I love it. But when I think about the show, I remember growing up, I would see all the videos that went viral. It was such a delight to be able to watch it. Did you get to see it when you were younger?
I vaguely remember, but I'm glad that they're bringing this back so we can have a new experience and new memories and set a new trend. There's followers.
You vaguely remember, and I remember. Am I old or?
I'm not answering that. I'm not answering
Trick question. All right, thanks so much, Berthany. Well, coming up, a live show support for the nation's youth athletes after an outstanding showing at Carifta in Trinidad and Tobago. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our News Live at 7:30, Captain Floyd Moxey set to take command of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force as Commodore Raymond King prepares to step down. Also, a Supreme Court judge denies bail to a man accused in a deadly nightclub shooting, plus a 24-year-old woman left with severe head injuries following an industrial accident in Bimini. And later, Bahamasair gearing up for the summer travel rush with a new 70-seater aircraft ready to join the rotation in just a few weeks. The story when our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Get ready to shop till you drop. The Vitamalt shopping spree is back, and you could be the next winner of a $500 shopping spree. Here's how to enter. Buy a 6-pack of ginger, acai, or coconut and hibiscus Vitamalt from any Super Value or 700 Wines and Spirits location. Snap a picture of your receipt and WhatsApp your name and photo of the receipt to 825-2191. This promotion ends Saturday, April 19th. Will you be the next lucky shopper? Vitamalt. Vitalize naturally.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger today.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Captain Floyd Moxey is set to take over as Commodore for the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, along with 2 new deputy commanders. The new appointments will come as outgoing Commodore Dr. Raymond King will demit office next month. Our Joshua Williams spoke with the National Security Minister outside the House of Assembly this morning.
Captain Floyd Moxey is set to take over CDF, and Captains Colin Bethel and Natasha Miller will be appointed deputy commanders of the Defense Force.
With Commodore Dr. Raymond King on his way out, National Security Minister Wayne Munro sharing the names of those set to take over the top brass of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. Dr. King, known for his work in bringing deportation numbers down while pushing the use of technology within the force, will officially hand over the reins on May 8th. Our news understands Captain Floyd Moxey, currently the legal aide to the minister, has served the force in many roles including base commander. Captain Colin Bethel currently heads the force's communications branch, while Captain Natasha Miller is the force inspectorate officer. But Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard says the opposition was not briefed on Captain Moxey, adding residents are owed a public explanation for why King was not allowed to continue serving.
Given what we are facing in Haiti at the moment, given what we are experiencing at our borders, as well as given what we're experiencing in the fishery sector, where we still have incursion from Dominican fishers and others to the north, one would think that the Defense Force and its pivotal role, that you want continuity in terms of the leadership.
But Munro says it's quite simple.
At the end of 5 years, my appointment as Member of Parliament for Freetown will be up. Unlike a political appointment in the military, that's generally it.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Josh. Well, a man accused of a nightclub shooting that killed 1 man and seriously injured another has been refused bail after a Supreme Court judge found that he poses a risk to public safety. Prosecutors allege that 24-year-old Tracy Russell and Travis Williams got into an argument while at a nightclub on Nassau Street on July 14, 2024. Russell allegedly left and returned with a gun with which he allegedly shot and killed Williams. Marcus and Mitchell, who was in the area, was also shot. Russell is charged with murder, attempted murder, and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life. A 24-year-old woman was left with severe head injuries after an industrial accident in Bimini yesterday. Police say it was just after 3 p.m. when the woman was working inside the laundry department. That's when her hair was caught inside a pressing machine. As a result, she sustained severe injuries to her head before being helped by a co-worker. Police and medics responded and escorted her to the local clinic where she got initial medical treatment. She has since been airlifted to New Providence for medical care, and her condition is listed as stable. Labor and Public Service Minister Pia Glover-Rule says her ministry is actively working to address concerns of nurses who protested outside the Breezes Resort Monday. Their issue, government's alleged neglect of their appointment while rolling out the red carpet for foreign workers. Updating reporters outside the House of Assembly this morning, the Labor Minister says she doesn't understand why the protests happened, adding those matters were being looked at on the same day.
I think there were 12 outstanding letters, 10 of which on the day of that small protest were already in the Ministry of Health, that I understand they were issued the following day. And 2 were currently in the commission that will be addressed on Thursday when they have their meeting. So their matters are being addressed actively. The nurses president comes to the Ministry of Public Service on a weekly basis and gets updates. So I don't understand the need for the protest, but there's a freedom to do so.
Well, Bahamasair is working towards preparing for summer demand. In fact, Managing Director Tracy Cooper says the airline is looking forward to it. The airline acquired a new 70-seater aircraft at the beginning of April, but the plane hasn't been added to the rotation as yet. Cooper says that will change just in time for the summer load.
It's not in the rotation at this point because it's going through some scheduled maintenance. The maintenance was we always knew we had to do that maintenance. The technical team right now is taking care of that, and for the summer rotation, that airplane is expected to be in the sky.
The summer season is normally the time for locals to travel for family vacation and for tourists visiting the Bahamas for a good time. However, travelers usually have to deal with long delays. Cooper says the schedule team is already stirring up schedules.
Bahamasair is always geared towards looking forward to its summer rotations. It's our peak time. It's a time where a lot of tourists are coming into the Bahamas. There's a lot of time that Bahamians want to travel. And our scheduling team, our management team is prepared. We have a good schedule ready, and we are expected to meet the demands that is placed on us.
All right, well, sunny conditions sticking around as we hit the middle of the work week. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and welcome back, everybody, for a quick check on conditions around the islands and outside our studios. 76 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds, and it's still on the breezy side. East-northeast winds at 60 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 75. Satellite radar composite. High pressure is in charge, re-establishing itself across our area. Frontal boundary that moved through us now exiting the area. Well to the east, not much activity associated with the boundary, but that high pressure will continue to dominate our weather for the next several days. Looking at some warmer temperatures, comfortable conditions, a little bit breezy still. We expect maybe just a spotty shower to be moving through the islands during that time frame. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, the countdown is on to the Freeport Business Expo, where international companies will highlight opportunities that could boost Grand Bahama's economy. Also, environmental awareness meets family fun. This as Blue Action Lab is preparing for its upcoming Community Day, and later a weekend of inspiration and empowerment as Vessels of Purpose holds its annual conference. And that's all coming up when our news returns.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.
I'm very excited, and I can't believe it. It's a dream come true. When she did call me yesterday about it, I didn't know what to believe. Thanks to Mr. Coleman and this whole staff for what they do, and making sure the customers are taken care of, making sure we enjoy the gaming they do give to us. Chances is the great house to play, even down to the staff, is perfect. They're going to marvel.
In the Bahamas, island time is real. The history of Morris Lumber Company, established in 1945, is etched into the fabric of this proud island nation. It's a story that deserves to be celebrated in full color, and that's where we come in. Morris the Paint Place has been bringing color and vitality to homes and businesses across the Bahamas. Here, color is more than just a hue, it's a symbol of life. Together, we can paint a brighter future.
Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, INTI redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayan solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5.
We are just hours away from the much-anticipated Freeport Business Expo, where global tourism providers will showcase products and services that could spell big wins for Grand Bahama. With Carnival's Celebration Key set to open in just 2 months, tonight's City in Focus is all about seizing the moment. Our news anchor Candino Knowles tells us how locals are being encouraged not to get left behind as the tide of opportunity rolls in.
It's one thing for opportunity to knock. It's another to be ready to open the door.
You have to be in the room. That is the thing. If you are not in the room, you are missing something so great. It would just be unfortunate.
That room is this week's Freeport Business Expo, where tourism meets possibility. It's not just an event, it's a signal to get in position or get passed by. But what if you're not in business yet? That's where the Tourism Development Corporation steps in, helping ordinary Bahamians get ready to run their own show.
What we're trying to do is encourage people to be their own bosses and let them know they can work for themselves. However, you have to have a plan in order to be successful in business.
From building strong business plans to understanding branding, marketing, and funding, TDC Director Stephen Johnson is helping lay the groundwork now, because come July, Celebration Key will bring thousands of visitors to Grand Bahama daily.
We've already trained 65 certified lifeguards that will go over the carnival. I think they said they need 150. And so we've got some more training. It really is funded through the TDC.
The TDC's vision? Making West End the conch capital of the Bahamas, with tours, tasting, and handcrafted jewelry made for tourists and export.
You know, all those conch shells being shipped out weekly into various different countries, Korea, China, whatever, right here in our own backyard. Why not create manufacturing out in the West?
And more tours means more drivers, more guides, and more small businesses.
We got these 2 ships coming in a day, bringing in 10,000 people now, and an additional 2 ships, which would be 4 ships a day, by 2026. And so we've got a ready Bahamians as far as customer service, authentic tours and experiences.
And this time, he says, it's about ownership and preparation.
To move up to 30 to 40,000 people a day in Grand Bahama is going to be a game changer for the destination. I mean, we remember the days of the Magic City, but the Magic City is gone, so really this is the Miracle City just rebounding.
And for anyone still wondering whether to get involved, Johnson says the message is simple. Opportunity doesn't wait, and neither should you. And if you're not sure where to start, perhaps this year's expo might just be the start of a rewarding entrepreneurial journey. Reporting for our news, I'm Candino Knowles.
Thanks so much for that, Candino. Well, Blue Action gearing up for its upcoming Community Day set for May 3rd from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The family-friendly event will take place at Conservation Cove and brings together key partners, including Coral Vita, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and Waterkeepers Bahamas, for a day of fun, education, and environmental awareness. Organizers say it's a unique opportunity for the public to learn more about marine conservation and the importance of protecting our natural resources. Program Manager Anne-Marie Carroll gave insight into what attendees can expect.
Right now we're in our conch lab, which is one of the places that you'll be able to see and view. You can actually see the experiments that we have going on. Here we grow queen conch, which we're doing to restore our conch populations in the Bahamas. And Lachelle, our aquaculture technician, will be giving you a guided tour of all the things that they're doing in this lab. You might be able to see some live conch.
And their partners say they are proud to be on board.
Last year at Community Day, we had, I think, over 600 people come through. Students, fishers, government officials, folks from the hotels, maybe even a couple tourists pop through. And it was a lot of fun. It is a space here where people can walk right up and see coral reefs.
What we're going to do at Waterkeepers Bahamas is take you through an immersive experience at the nursery. You're going to learn a lot about mangroves, their importance. We have a couple games. We just want to engage with you so that you can understand the importance of mangroves and what we do.
All right, sounds good. And that event will be held on Saturday. The Vessels of Purpose Elite Girls Mentoring Organization, founded by Brenna May Roll Cooper, hosted its annual Girls and Women's Empowerment Encounter this past weekend at Workers' Health. Scores of young ladies attended the event, which featured a lineup of dynamic speakers from various sectors of the community. This year's theme, I Am a Big Deal, a celebration of fearlessness and fashion, aimed to inspire confidence and personal growth. Speakers address a wide range of topics, encouraging the young women to embrace their full potential.
If they can see and know that their mom can do and anything she puts her mind to and be successful, that they too can do it. It's about creating a legacy, and these ladies here are the future.
Because what this brand seeks to do is to uplift and to motivate young women and to motivate young ladies in our community. And if we were to look at the media, there's so much negativity surrounding young ladies and young girls, and it is time for something that is positive, motivating, to come and bring out the better part of these young ladies.
In this life, we are not meant to do life alone. It is our circle, our sisterhood, our family, our friends who help to support us and to keep us going when we're discouraged, sometimes when we don't believe in ourselves.
Public Relations Director Sherelle Lockhart explaining the purpose of the program by the founder.
This organization caters to those from east to west and all the outlying settlements. We noticed that there were a lot of programs available, but it was centrally located, and oftentimes those in the outlying settlements were left out. And as a result, she heeded the call to have this organization come together. And of course, we produce a number of events, the Girls and Women Empowerment Encounter being one of them.
Coming up in sports, we talk about the development of the throwing program in the Bahamas, Dayton Albury finds a new home in the transfer portal, and what's next for the Bahamas Baseball Association.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayan solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. Inti is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as Inti Corporation shines brighter than ever. Inti Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that running nose cannot last. You must
Follow us as the Charlie Bahama Show takes the plunge in the beautiful Exuma Keys.
So you never know what you're going to see until you go down there.
Yeah, okay, so well, I guess that's for us to go down there. I'm going to keep my shirt on because I don't want to make you look bad, you know?
Everything that we are come from her except the soul. And so we got to be mindful of that. Right now I can feel her energy vibrating through my body.
I feel it too. I feel it too.
So put on your mask and follow us down to see what lies beneath the beautiful waters of the Bahamas this Friday night at 8 p.m. on Cable Bahama.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Marknut. Let's do show. One of the strong points for Team Bahamas at Carifta 52 was the success in the field, particularly with the throws. Throwers won 7 medals in total, including the first 4 medals in the javelin. Tasha Stubbs and Diore Scott went 1 and 2 in the girls under 20, while Akil Williams and Wyatt Cartwright did the same in the under 17 boys. Anae Mackey set 2 junior national records with gold and silver in the shot put and discus respectively, while Caden Kemp took bronze in the under 17 boys discus. Coach Corrington Maycock of Blue Chip Athletics discussed the growth of all throwing disciplines in recent years.
I give Jamaica and the rest shot put and discus, but I don't think they're on our level as far as javelin. And before they catch up with us with javelin, I think we're going to accomplish basically everything that needs to be won all records in the javelin probably in the next 4 years.
Olympian and NCAA record holder Remo Tabor, along with men's national record holder Keyshawn Strawn, are seen as the standard bearers for the javelin and the inspiration for a young talented group coming up behind them.
You also have more throwing clubs coming in on the fold, and they're doing pretty good. So we want to just develop that, just like how you see the track, how we need clubs. We want to make sure that, all the field events, they decide, and other coaches, to just jump on the bandwagon and produce new clubs.
A busy year for the Bahamas Baseball Association will be highlighted by several marquee events. BBA executives outlined a full schedule of upcoming events through December that will highlight players as young as the under-8 division all the way to the pros. Some of the immediate events on the calendar on the local level includes the continuation of mini tournaments throughout the Family Islands, the return of Senior League Baseball, and the National Championships. Internationally, the Bahamas looks to qualify for several events across various age levels ranging from the Little League World Series to the CAC Games.
This is an awesome year for baseball in the 242. As our president, was elected last year in December, and as he's indicated, his executives and his team and organizing committees have been working behind the scenes, actively putting together events for the benefit of our young men in this country through the sport of baseball.
Dayton Albury made such an impression playing against Eric Olin last season that when Olin took over the program at New Mexico, one of his first acts as head coach, grab Albury out of the transfer portal and bring him along to Albuquerque. Albury decided to keep it in the Mountain West Conference and has committed to the New Mexico Lobos for the upcoming season. He spent last year with the Utah State Aggies where he averaged 7.8 points in just over 18.7 minutes per game. When he faced Olin and UC San Diego last year, he scored 15 points off the bench and also scored 12 in his matchup against New Mexico. Albury spent his first 2 collegiate seasons at Chipola College in Florida. He then transferred to Queens College where he was named ASUN Newcomer of the Year. Due to a recent court ruling that granted players more NCAA eligibility if they started their careers at the JUCO level, Albury will have 2 years of eligibility remaining at UNM. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. Okay, so far I think we've had like 5 hoopers and 1 politician in the transfer portal. Who's next?
Not us.
Definitely not us. We're good. Back to the studio.
When our news comes back from the break, from phones to headphones, a live shows support for the nation's top athletes after an outstanding showing at Carifta 2025. The story when our news continues. Stay with us.
The groovin' is here. It will have your emotions moving, grooving, and even sometimes scared. Get in the groove with 242 Groovin'.
The words on the spelling bee show in the lad.
Phosphorescent.
Bougainvillea. Woo!
Never.
T. Where was the T in the end? You trust me?
No.
Good. No, I'm saying Pythagorean.
Coca-Cola.
Okay, well, some of them.
The wait is over. We're back with a new season of 242 The Gospel. Great artists, new videos exploding on the countdown. Will Najia be able to continue to turn the pages at number 1, or will someone else rewrite her story? Let's see on this season of 242 The Gospel.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not 1, but 2 NBA Finals games. It's simple. Just sign up for our Alive NBA League Pass or Infinite Sports X package by May 16th. Stay connected, enjoy blazing fast internet, and score your chance to witness the NBA action up close. Don't miss out. Visit AliveFiber.com and take your shot at NBA glory. Terms and conditions apply. It's good to be alive.
Sleepy Lex has taken over the charts, but we got newcomers like Devondre and NF Trey climbing up to reach that number 1 spot, while Travis Clark and Chase Fernandez is applying big pressure. Who will be number 1 on upcoming shows of Rev Up? Buckle your seatbelt and find out. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Are you ready?
Hey, it's the Charlie Bahama Show. Welcome, your
This is our news. Welcome back. High pressure system in charge of our weather right now. It's reestablishing itself across us. Frontal boundary that moves through the area is well to the east of us, not defined, really not seeing much in terms of any significant weather with that. But that high pressure system will continue to provide us with some dry air mass over the next couple of days. Maybe a spotty shower sneaking in during that time frame, but the high is going to continue to keep us with a little bit of breeze. So we're looking at some breezy conditions, making for beaching and boating becoming a challenge over the next several days before things start to fall off. We do expect some moisture to be moving into the area. We'll share that in our future forecast, but another system in the central portions of the United States that will stay well to the north of us as high pressure continues to dominate through the remainder of the week. Future forecast showing nothing happening out there. Weak frontal boundary, what's left of it still out there in the open Atlantic. Just a small shower or two moving through our area. Some high-level moisture moving across the northern portions of Florida. That should filter some sunshine across the northwest Bahamas. That will take us through Friday. Boating forecast, not good on the waters tonight through tomorrow. Northeast to east winds coming down across the northern islands. 15 knots, seas running 3 to 5 feet near shore, but building up to 7 feet offshore and some swells. High tide is at 11:02 tonight. The low tide takes place at 5:35 in the morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place, few down there as well, but the winds slightly stronger, northeast to east, 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be running 4 to 7 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, it's going to look rather nice for the next several days, taking us into the week. Of course, we are closing out April on a good note, but we do expect some moisture by the weekend, so we're looking at some shower chances increasing, but temperatures will start to get back to those mid-80s. Look like we're going to start seeing some summer-like temperatures by the weekend. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Summer temperatures sounds good. I'm truly looking forward to it. Well, following their success in Trinidad and Tobago over the Easter holiday weekend, Carifta athletes in both track and field and swimming were in for a treat as Alive showered them with gifts outside the House of Assembly this morning. Medalists from both teams received a new phone along with 1 month of free data, while other team members received Samsung headsets. The swimming team brought home their 7th consecutive swimming title, while the track and field team won a historic 16 gold medals. Making the presentation to the student athletes just before they went into the House of Assembly this morning was Chief Executive Officer for Alive, John Gomez.
All of the athletes, they've done an incredible job in representing the Bahamas. And so we want to give back to them to recognize what they have done. And so for Alive and the Cape of Bahamas group of companies, what we're going to do is actually gift every one of those athletes a bag. And in that bag is going to be a phone device. We're also going to give them a month free of data, because we know that those athletes, they want to be able to communicate, they're always talking, and what have you.
All right, kudos to the athletes and Alive for that effort. Of course, if you want to see that story again, it's available now at ournews.bs or on Instagram or Facebook at Our News Bahamas. And with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Remember, My 5 Cent with VAT starts now.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.